What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we're back at Copart for another Copart walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. So it's been a little while since we really came out and looked at the truck section, so I decided we're gonna hit the truck section in this video and see what we can find today. I've already kind of walked through some of it, and there's one that I'm particularly interested in, although I don't think you guys will be as interested as I am. So what I'm looking for is anything that is not severely wrecked, anything that could be reasonably economically put back together. In other words, cheap and easy fixes. That's what I'm looking for. This is not what I'm looking for. But check this lowrider out right here. This thing at one point was pretty daggum slick, man. Now, I'm not all about the low trucks. That's not, it's not really my thing. I appreciate them, I like them, but it's not something that I would typically look at or want to buy for myself. But I'm looking at this one and I'm like, man, unless there's like some crazy damage somewhere, then I'm just not seeing. This is actually a pretty cool truck. It's an 07 Silverado, super dark windows. Obviously, I mean, this thing is slammed. Could have air ride, I'm not sure. Obviously, you've got a C-notch in the back. I do wonder if this thing is riding on air. So there's the front bumper, and it's mangled. So, you know, obviously it was in a wreck. That's why most of these cars are here. But when I'm looking at the front, I'm not seeing it. You know what I mean? Other than a bumper and a grill, I don't follow. Frame rails look good. Everything on the front looks like it's still straight. Even the, well, hold on, there is, so the hood is crunched a tad bit right here. Maybe just a tad. And then the condenser is smashed right there. This, okay, and then you got probably a trans cooler. Here's your power steering cooler. It's still good. You know what? I'll bet you money the condenser is not blown. I don't think it is. I think this is a transmission cooler, and when this line popped off, it obviously blew all the trans fluid out. So most likely, this is not going to be a run and drive, which is great, because it means we can get it even cheaper. I'll bet there's not even any bags blown. This thing does not look bad at all. Some of the things I see here that are totaled, salvaged, I can't believe it. And some of you have commented that you agree. Like, it just, you see some of these vehicles and it's like, really? You needed a transmission cooler and a bumper and a grill. Salvaged. Somebody put a lot of work into this. It's a relatively nice truck. Look at the interior. Dash is in good shape. Someone left the key on, which is, you know, that's always really nice. The window tint is, it's kind of rough. I am very interested in this truck. Very. I would love to open the hood. Don't worry, I'm going to put these off to the side. Just like this. And then I can strap the hood back down as soon as I'm done looking at it. Believe me, this tape is very sticky and definitely reusable. If I was not interested in the truck as something that I might be wanting to buy, I wouldn't even bother messing with it. But, oh, why did they strap it down? The hood closes. Or at least it used to. This is latched. And look at the gap. So, yeah, there's more going on here than what we're seeing, guys. There has to be. There has to be. Let me try to pop the hood. That's bizarre. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah. Could there be frame damage that we're not seeing? I can see the damage to this fender. This fender has been pushed in. But this hood, that's a crazy gap right there, guys. How's it look on this side? No gap at all. Yeah, there's something going on. Let me see if I can Let me see if I can get this hood to release. This thing is all bound up. So I got it. I don't know why they had that hood strapped down, guy. Oh. I think I see why it's totaled now, guys. That ain't right. That ain't right at all. Good Lord. Can you guys see it? The engine is sitting diagonal. This engine is not sitting straight forward and backward. At least it doesn't appear to be. I guess it could be this. Oh, it's the cover. It's the cover. It's just the cover, right? Yeah, it's just the cover. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah, that kind of scared me because that cover was sitting like this and I was thinking, oh my God, the whole engine has shifted in this thing. So, okay, we're safe. I did get the hood open again. I don't know why they taped the hood down. Believe me, this sucker latches and it's next to impossible to get it to unlock. Somebody took the battery. I love when they do that. I really do. The hood itself, I'd be replacing the hood and I'd be replacing this hinge. I got a pretty strong hunch that when this hood took an impact right here, and you can clearly see the difference, this is bent in pretty hard. I couldn't see it earlier, but this has been pretty bad. So I'd replace the hood, replace both hood hinges, pull this fender out a little bit, and I'll bet with a new hood, this thing will close nicely. This truck could be back on the road again. Why the tires are flat, I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of suspension damage going on. I just don't know. I don't know. I also don't know if it's on airbags, but I haven't seen anything so far that leads me to believe there's airbags in this truck. In fact, I can see the coil springs right there. So somebody just probably put drop spindles on it, dropped it down. You've got your Vortec, which I assume is a 5.3. Everything under here actually looks pretty good. It's got long tube headers. And I'm still looking because I'm still not sure that there's not frame damage somewhere back here. No, it looks all right. It does. It looks all right. Somebody did a nice job on this, guys. My question is, does it run and will it attempt to move? So why don't I throw a jump pack on it real quick? Let's see if we can get it to do anything. Well, I hear things happening, so I don't know if it'll be able to start it without that battery. There's very little connection for me down there. So let's just see what happens. We'll turn this off. Oh, wow. That sounds really nice. That sounds very nice. All right. Uh-oh. Power steering leak. There's no power steering fluid in it. Uh-oh. So this is listed as frame damage, guys. Boy, it sounds good, doesn't it? My only question is where? Where's the frame damage? Listen to that. It's got some rust. Got some pretty heavy scratches going down the side. It sounds phenomenal though. Wow. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. This window is popping out. I don't know what that's about, but I did get the wheels to straighten out. You put some power steering fluid in this thing, and I think she'd be a lot happier. I bet it rides like absolute crap, though. You know, I guarantee you it does. Oh, that's right. Maybe that's the power steering. We'll go ahead and shut it off. I got a hunch that's transmission, so I bet it doesn't have any gears. Oh, there's no brakes either. So I guess we do not get the, well, now it feels like it's got brakes. Yeah, there's something going on with the brakes on this one. Let's just take a quick peek at the trans fluid real quick. Yeah, that could be a power steering cooler. I thought this was an external transmission cooler, but the way it's bolted on here kind of looks factory. You know what I mean? So this could actually be the power steering cooler. That could be an oil cooler, and they may not have an external trans cooler. They may just use the cooler that's built into the radiator on this. I'm betting that's what it is. I bet this is full. Oh, it's not. No, it's not full. All right, so I guess that is the trans cooler. And then we got a whole separate issue going on with the brakes because there are none. No brakes. No brakes at all on this one, guys. Like I said, it's listed as frame damage. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. A lot of times when there's frame damage, it's not obvious at first. It's not apparent. You know, where you look at this and it's like, I don't know. To me, this looks good. To me, this looks fine. But apparently, a body shop, an insurance company looked at it and they determined it is absolutely not fine. And how you would get this thing off the ground, I don't even know how you could drive this, guys. The frame is literally right there. I don't know if you can see it, but this thing is sitting maybe 2 inches off the ground. The frame itself is sitting maybe 2 inches off the ground. I thought for sure this thing must have some sort of an air ride system because there's no way you could drive this. There's no way, especially in Oklahoma. You got to be kidding me. See, there's no buttons, there's no controls, there's nothing. This is just how this thing sits. So, as much as I think it'd be cool to buy it and basically just tinker with it, mess around with it, see what we can figure out, see what we could do, I got a feeling that even if we get this thing on the road, and I don't think it'd be very hard, I really don't. You put another cooler on it, air up the tires, and put some power steering fluid in it, I think you'd be going down the road just fine. I think it's going to ride absolutely terrible, and I don't really know what we would do with it after that. I wanted you to see that I did put the tape back on the hood like I said I would. I see a Ford down here. I probably shouldn't even look at it. The last thing I need is another truck, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love trucks. I really, really love trucks. And as long as they keep providing them at these auctions, I'll probably keep coming out here and looking at them and even occasionally buying one. I like this one. I like this one too, but obviously this is a limited and this is an XLT. So this one is nicer, but this one is older. This one is not as nice, but this one is newer. You can tell by the headlights. This is probably like 2016, 2017 or up. Why is this one even here? It's got brand new tires, tinted windows. It's got a sticker in the corner, looks like it came from Dealer Auto Auction. This thing actually looks perfect. It is a 2018. Gee, I have one of these. I wonder if they would mind if I just borrowed this tailgate. I'm gonna continue saying that in every video until I finally go out and get myself a tailgate. I really need to go buy a tailgate for that truck, but yeah, I need this tailgate. This truck looks perfect. I mean, obviously it's been used. It's even got a bed mat in. I mean, this was definitely somebody's workhorse. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Hold up. What is going on here? How do you get holes? And it's the same way on the other side. Look at this. There's holes in the fenders. Okay, that's a new one for me. That's a new one. Look at this. I don't know how you do that. I have no idea how you do that. Okay. Well, let's take a quick peek at the interior. Yeah, work truck. This one's got power too. Oh, this has got the bigger screen too. Oh, this is not bad. 162,000 miles on the odometer. Looks like it's an EcoBoost. I'd assume it's a 3.5. Fires right up, man. And the big thing about the 3.5s and the 2.7s, and occasionally the 5.0s, is if it starts tapping really heavy when you first start it, and then it dies out after a few seconds, that's your cam phasers, timing chain issues. That's something to be very, very aware of when you're looking at one of these. And a lot of times if you're at a dealership, they're going to tell you that's normal. It's not normal. It is normal in the sense that almost every one of these are going to make that crazy rattling noise when you first start it up until it builds oil pressure. That is normal, but it is not normal. You get what I'm saying? It's not a good sign. It's a sign that it's going to need some work in the very near future. So this one averaged 13.2 miles a gallon. I think that's what that says. No, 8.2. Good Lord. 8.2 miles a gallon. It's all in Spanish, guys. Forgive me. Air conditioning. Feels cold. You got your trailer backup assist, trailer brake, 4x4. You got the bigger screen, which is really nice. This is a really nice XLT. A really nice XLT, like no joke, guys. Brakes feel good. Goes right into reverse. You got your backup camera. Right into drive. And it didn't rattle when we first started it, which leads me to believe that this could actually be a decent truck. These things can go for money, guys. I'm telling you. I don't know what it is about pickup trucks. I hear conflicting stories, though. I hear people say that trucks just aren't bringing money, but then I've noticed when I'm trying to buy them, other people are outbidding me, and they're definitely paying real money for these trucks, and they're paying real money for mine too. I had one with this. Oh, this is the Coyote. Oh yes, this is literally the truck that I have at the house. This is the exact truck I have at the house. Same color, same trim level, same engine. It's the same damn truck. This is what the Coyote is supposed to sound like. Not like mine. So for all the people that were saying in the comment section it's normal, here is proof. Same mileage. This has the same mileage and everything. I had no idea. I thought this was an EcoBoost. I wasn't paying attention. That's what it's supposed to sound like. Now this truck right here, I wouldn't hesitate on. I would not hesitate on this truck at all. This son of a gun runs like a top. This sounds good. Really good. It's going to go for more money than I'd want to spend on it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I was back in the market for a personal truck, this would be it right here. Sounds good. Sounds good. You should have the 10-speed transmission in this too. I forgot to check. Let's fire it back up again. Let me just double check. Yes, yes, yes. When you put it in gear, where is it? Hell, I don't even know what this says. I can't read any of this, man. Fuel economy? I don't know. Yeah. Well, anyway, when you go to put it in gear, there it is. Yeah, 10 speed. That's right. I think 2017 may have been the year when they came out with it. No remote start, but that's not hard to get programmed if you wanted to put remote start in this. This is a good one, guys. That's a good one. If I could pick, right now, I haven't even looked at this one yet, but if I could pick between this one and this one, it'd be this one all day. All day. This one, I already see the damage. Let's see what year this is. 2016. Limited. Look at all that, and I'll bet you money what killed. Oh yes, I was gonna say there's probably pillar and rocker damage for sure. Quite a bit of it. All of this has been pushed in. Could you still use it? Sure. Oh boy, every bag. Yeah, curtains, seats. Thankfully the dash. I shouldn't have said every bag. The dash has no bags blown. The steering wheel doesn't. Definitely going to need curtain airbags. And you're going to need new front seats, which probably cost an absolute fortune for this truck. Now, if you're wondering, could you replace the doors and call it a day? Probably, yeah, probably so. This door does not line up. Obviously, the damage is over here in the hinge area. So, yeah. The good news is, looking down here on the pillar and the rocker back here, I don't see much damage. But if you get in here, there is a pretty good dent right there. Pretty gnarly ding right there. You could, if you wanted to be cheap about it, you could go find yourself 2 black doors, and you could replace these doors, and you could not worry about the damage underneath. Now, most of the damage appears to be down here and over here, which is good because your door hinge is actually up here. You might be okay. You might be okay because the damage is below that hinge. You could potentially just throw airbags, seats, and 2 doors on this and call it a day. It didn't even get any damage back here. The damage pretty much stopped about right here on this. The front fender, you're lucky on this one too. It did not affect the fender. Look, the damage literally started on the door at the very edge. So you barely saved yourself a fender, and that's good because there are sensors in this fender. This is a really nice truck. So yes, if you wanted to be on the cheap side, you didn't want to fix it properly, you could absolutely hang 2 doors, find them the same color. You don't have to worry about paint. Put 2 doors on it, call it a day. Send it to a detail shop, have them do a heavy buff and polish on it, and this thing would look brand new. Oh yeah, and airbags. Can't forget the airbags and the seats. But I mean, overall, that's not a big deal, guys. You can find these seats. Going to cost you some money, but you can find them. Airbags, you know, curtain airbags are a little expensive, but they're not too crazy. And this one has less miles. It's only got 133,000. And a lot of people prefer this transmission over the one in the other F150 that we just looked at. This should still have your 6-speed transmission. Oh, what is that noise? That didn't sound good. There's a weird noise coming from under the hood. Almost sounds like a boost leak or something. Yeah, so I'm sure this one's got the 3.5. They put the 3.5 in everything. This is the 6-speed, which, as I just said, most people prefer the 6-speed over the 10. The 10-speed's awkward. I can tell you that because I've had several Mustangs that had the 10-speed, and I currently have an F-150 with the 10-speed, and it's just a strange transmission. Most people that have them will openly tell you that they don't like the way they shift. They're erratic. You know, the shifts aren't predictable. It's very bizarre, and they shift a lot. You know, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. It makes you feel like there's something wrong with the transmission. But I'm here to tell you, there's not. I've owned a bunch of these, and it's just the nature of the beast. They're awkward. They're very awkward. Let's pop the hood, see if we got that 3.5 EcoBoost. We do. It's a good engine. It's a really good engine. It's just a real pain to work on. And expensive too. I mean, these things are no joke. They're expensive to work on. At some point, you will most likely experience turbocharger fail. You'll get the underboost condition. You'll most likely experience cam phaser failure and timing chain issues. It's just part of these engines. On the plus side, somebody put a really nice battery in it from Interstate. So there you go. It's got a nice battery. So at some point, someone was taking really good care of this. It's a nice truck. It's a really nice truck, unless we find other damage, and I don't think we're going to. Watch out for these taillights. I've been seeing videos on these taillights popping up like crazy lately. Watch JR Go just did one before him. There's another YouTuber that did one, and it was like, I think he said it was a $5,000 ordeal from Ford for the taillights getting water in them and totally screwing up the electrical system of the truck. Watch JR Go just did a video on it. In fact, he did a couple videos on it. And I think even buying parts used, they were still into replacing one taillight that was causing the whole truck to malfunction for over $500. So just be aware. And I know everybody says that this is not just a Ford thing. I think it's just a Ford thing. I think it's just a Ford thing, guys. I haven't heard any complaints from anybody else about any other brands costing them $5,000 for taillights because water gets into them. Anyway, this is a nice one, guys. So I do like the white one, and I know I just got through saying that if I had to pick a truck, it would be that one all day long. I think I just changed my mind. I should have waited until I saw this one first. I know this one's wrecked. This one's probably got a clear title. Obviously, this one's probably got a salvage title, but that's the reason why I would pick this one over this one. It's because the damage is so minimal. A couple doors, a couple seats, and a couple airbags. It's gonna cost you a little bit of money, but this truck is gonna be a lot cheaper because number one, it's older. Number two, it's a salvage title. But the pros that it has going for it is a lot of people prefer the 3.5 EcoBoost over the 5.0 Coyote. I'm not one of those people, but that could be a pro to some of you, not to me. But the biggest pro to me is the cheaper price because of the salvage title, the easy repair, relatively cheap, and the fact that because this is older, this is going to go for less than that. And I personally prefer the 6-speed transmission over the 10. That's it. That's it. And obviously, you're getting a lot more truck in this one than you're going to get in that one. And I truly believe this truck is going to go for far less than, excuse me, than that one. All right, let's continue for a few more minutes and see what else we can find. You'll notice out here, there are more Fords than any other vehicle out here when it comes to the trucks. And I think I know what that is. You see the videos of the Mustang drivers? I really think it's just the simple fact that people that drive Mustangs, people that drive Fords in general, they can't drive. That's really what it comes. Look here, see what I mean? Here we go again. Yeah, there's a few Chevys, but I mean it's mostly Ford, guys. It's mostly Ford, and the reason is because Ford drivers cannot drive. There's something mentally that makes Ford drivers buy Fords, and it's got something to do. It's a direct correlation with their inability to drive. I'm kidding. I just pissed off a lot of Ford people. I'm kidding. I own a lot of Fords myself, guys. I have quite a few Fords at the house. I got a Ford Taurus SHO. I just sold my 2012 F150. I've got a 2018 F150. I've got a Ford Thunderbird. I've got a Ford Crown Victoria. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to piss some of you guys off. I hope it worked, and I hope that you can take a joke. If not, then I'm really sorry. Okay, this one. Good Lord, somebody very short was driving this one. My goodness. Let's take a look at this. If this has got the V6, and I'm sure it does, I like this. I like the wheels. I like the meaty tires that really look good. The front end, it's got a little damage, but nothing major. Well, there could be frame damage. there could be frame damage. The bumper, well, it's plastic. The fender, that's obviously damaged. Things are not lining up. You know, there's some definite gap issues here. But when you crunch a bumper into a fender, you know, that's liable to happen. So at first glance, I'm thinking it looks like it could have severe frame damage. I don't think it does. I think it needs a fender. I think the hood is fine. I'm willing to bet the hood is fine, but it needs a fender, probably needs a header panel. I don't think the core support's going to be bad. It needs a bumper. Now, I bet if you look under here, I bet there's no serious damage. I can't see, and I'm not going to lie on the ground to look up here, but I'm fairly certain if you are looking at the frame rails right now, you're seeing nothing but straight. Everything under here looks good as well. Take a look at the cross member, K member, whatever you want to call it. Looks fine. Let's pop this hood because it is the V6. Good, good, good. Yeah. I love these. I do. I love the Ranger. You know, I made a big mistake a long time ago, and I was just thinking about Cletus McFarland, you know, Danger Ranger, where they go out there, Vice Grip Garage, and all these other great people go out there with their Rangers, and they race them, and they wreck them, and they have a good time. You know, maybe someday that'd be something I could get into. That sounds like a lot of fun. But I just remembered that Cletus McFarland got a hold of me many years ago. If you guys remember, I had a police car. It was the first police car. It had lights. It was a Charger. It had been in some kind of a front-end collision, and I got in a lot of trouble. TK from TK's Garage came out, and we went romping all over the city in that car. It still had all of the police badges on it. The lights and sirens worked. And I got up one day to a slew of police officers in front of my house. I did a whole video about it. There's a video on my channel. If I can find it, I'm going to link it down below this video. It was a great car. I had a lot of fun, and I almost went to jail over being irresponsible with that car. And Cletus McFarland got a hold of me, and obviously back in those days, he had a lot less subscribers than he does now, all right? And so did I, and he wanted it. He said that he wanted it for a future project. Don't know what it was going to be, but I thought about it, and I told him no. He said that I could be on his channel, I could bring the car down there, we would have a great time with it, and I said no. Have you ever made a decision in life, like one decision that you look back on, like particularly like financially, something that could have been really good for you financially, and you didn't do it because you thought there was a catch, or you thought something was, well, this is mine, okay? I'm disclosing this to you guys. Cletus McFarland wanted my police car, and I told him no. Looking back, it's like, what an idiot. In my own mind, I have a tendency to not be very trusting. I don't trust people because people tend to screw me over. I'm going to put a jump start on this real quick while I'm talking. It seems like when I trust people, I try to help people out or whatever, it's usually one-sided. I usually get the shaft on the deal. So when Cletus reached out and said he wanted that car, he's willing to pay a fair price for it, blah, 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 I thought, you know what? I thought he's trying to screw me. Now, I did not know Cletus McFarland. I didn't know anything about his character or anything like that. I watched a few of his videos, and that was about it. But I really did. I thought that if he wants the car, then there's probably something that I'm missing. And I thought to myself, well, in that case, no. If he wants it, then what that means is that the views could really blow up on my channel, and he wants my views. Obviously, Cletus did not need my views. He was doing much better than me then, and he's doing much better than me now. That's just the way I am, though. I have a hard time trusting people. And I look back, and I think, man, I painted it yellow, and I had auto auction rebuilds put on it, you know, and decals, and it went down the road to another gentleman that is currently still driving it today. But I do look back, and I think, boy, you know, that was a great business opportunity for me that was offered to me by Cletus, and I really should have taken it. So, Cletus, hope you can forgive me, man. That was an idiot move on my part. Ooh. Somebody cut the exhaust. Well. Oh, you know what? You know what? These have a, where is it though? I can't remember. These have a fuel cutoff switch. When they get in an accident, they have a tendency to pop this, oh, come on, man. This window's popped out too. What is going on? There's a, an inertia switch. I couldn't remember what it was called. There's an inertia switch in these. This one's pretty rough, guys. Like, honestly, this truck is in pretty bad shape. I swear somewhere down here is an inertia switch, but I could be absolutely wrong. Thank you. Well, where is it? Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is no switch. I could have swore there was an inertia switch in these. There it is. I was right. There's an inertia switch right here. And you push it. It's not tripped. It's not the inertia switch. Interesting. It's got gas, right? Yeah, it's got gas. 294,000 miles. Yeah, it's going to kill my booster pack, guys. I'm not going to waste my time on it. I don't know why it's not starting. but she's not starting, and it definitely sounds like a fuel problem. I don't hear a fuel pump kicking on. Then again, you know what? Somebody's been under the... I didn't even see that. Somebody's been messing around under the hood. Gotta love it. It's sad, but people will come out here and they will remove either a relay, a maxi fuse, a mini fuse. The fact that this cover is off is it's a little concerning. I would be willing to bet that it's probably something relatively simple, like a fuse or a relay. I think somebody intentionally disabled this, hoping that they could get it at a better price. I also think that, they did not, oh my gosh, really? Yeah, somebody's been out here. So they took the entire exhaust off of this truck. There's no exhaust. From the manifolds down, there's nothing. Well, and somebody was cutting with a Sawzall. Wow. There's the oxygen sensor wires are snipped. The upstream wires are snipped. That could absolutely be causing a problem if it's shorting out the oxygen sensors. Somebody came out here and jacked... I'm stuck. Somebody came out here and they cut up the trucks. Yeah. Son of a gun. Have I ever mentioned that I hate thieves? I really do. I hate thieves. Somebody came out here and totally messed this thing up. They probably stole that battery too. Yeah, I've heard stories about this. I've heard stories from people that people do make their way in here and they just kind of have at it. They go under these things and they chop them up. And what are you going to do? You know, I know some people were recently arrested for doing this over at Dealer Auto Auction. So it happens. Just kind of a shame, man. Screwing people like that. And for what? How much are you going to get out of a converter? A couple $100? And you do what? $1,000? $1,200? $1,500 worth of damage? I hate them. I do. I don't use that word lightly, but I really do. I hate thieves. Guys, unfortunately, I think after looking underneath it, I didn't get to show you, but somebody actually cut up the floor with like a Sawzall. The Sawzall ripped up the floor pan underneath. I'm going to have to pass on it. The thing's got 300,000 miles. It's missing all the exhaust. Wires are cut. The battery's missing. The fuel system doesn't work. That's too much for me. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button and be sure to drop a comment below. And again, if I can find the video of my police car, I did a whole series on it. Maybe I'll put a link down below to the series. Hopefully I put it in a I forget what it's called. Hopefully I put it in a group so that you can click on it and see all the videos from the start to the finish. But if I find it, I'll put it down there for you guys. Some of you probably will remember it. Drop your comments below, and until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.